I'm Nyesha McCauley, and you're watching AccessTV.org.
Dedicated to the only serious choice, the gospel of Jesus Christ in music and the spoken word. You're watching White Source Victory Television live with me, your host, Pastor Nyesha McCauley, inviting you to sit back and relax for the next 8 minutes as we continue our journey into the life-changing, life-giving, everlasting word of the Most High God. My friends, it is indeed time for the most important 8 minutes of the day, Bible study. Now, of course, it is my Bible study time that I spend with you. I try to do it each and every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday right here on AccessTV.org. Today, of course, is April the 28th. As we move forward for this week, our subject is going to be Christianity 101. Basic Christianity. Where's my little track I found? Here it is. Have you ever seen one of these, gospel tracts? Jesus loves you. And I had the opportunity of being in the presence of greatness. Musical legend Emery Austin Smith was downtown Hartford at a place like no other, the Hartford Public Library, and they have a nationally recognized series called Baby Grand Jazz, and for a couple of months, people come in and they play piano on the Baby Grand. And Emery was down there yesterday, and I was down there recording him, and I came out of the library and found one of these stuck in the door. And it brought back to my remembrance the early days of my ministry when I would go out gospel tracking. I used to hand out chick tracts, little comic book tracts. And I don't have any within my immediate reach here, but chick tracts. And I would go out tracking every day. Every day. I mean, I still do ministry every day. But way back then, I would go out tracking every day. And I remember I worked second shift at Pratt & Whitney, which is an aircraft engine manufacturer in East Hartford, Connecticut. Their headquarters, the corporate headquarters, is based in Hartford, Connecticut. But the plant was in East Hartford. And I would work third or second shift. My shift was 3:30 to midnight. And when I got off of my shift at midnight, I would go home. I would ride. I had a moped that I rode to work at midnight. That's back when you're too silly, naive, dumb, stupid, whatever the case is, to be afraid. So I had my little moped, and I tool along, and I go across the Connecticut River on the bridge, on the sidewalk. And when I got into town, I would hand out the gospel tracts. And I would track at midnight. I would just hand out gospel tracts throughout the city. If I saw somebody, I would come up to them. Excuse me, can I offer you the gospel of Jesus Christ? Hello, how are you? My name's Stan. Can I offer you the gospel of Jesus Christ? Can I offer you the gospel of Jesus Christ? And some people would say no. Others would take it. Some would take it, throw it on the ground. Others would take it, put it in their pocket. And it was a really great way to do ministry, a kind of one-on-one. Nothing really has changed, just the delivery mechanism. And so every day I sit here on this program and I really say the same thing. Can I offer you the gospel of Jesus Christ? And so this week we're going to talk about salvation. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Last week we were talking about now what? After the resurrection, now what? And, if Christ be not risen, then we of all men are most miserable. If there be no resurrection, we of all men are most miserable, right? We preach a lie, believe a lie, hold on to a lie, tell others about the lie, and that's nothing but misery. But the fact of the matter is that Christ did rise. He rose from on the third day. So we're going to talk about salvation and the need for salvation. Okay? Now, if you ever do a comparative religious study, which is something I really suggest everybody take the time to do, all right? Take the time to do a comparative religious study, because then you will know for yourself. There, whatever the religious dogma, ideology, belief, or superstition you may adhere to, they are all steps of faith, even atheism. They are all steps of faith. They're all decisions that you make to either embrace or reject a particular spiritual mindset, okay? Or a realignment of your spirit being. Christianity comes along and says, you have to be on the bullseye when we talk about the mark. And if you're not on that mark, you're doomed. Okay. So anywhere on the target that isn't the bullseye is a miss. Anywhere on the golf course except in the hole. And we're talking hole-in-one type action, all right? Every time you tee off, you got to get a hole-in-one. Anything other than that, death and destruction rain down on you. And that's kind of how humanity is, if you really stop and look at it. And so the question always has to be asked, what happens as it relates to man and sin? Okay? How do you reconcile sin? How does that religious ideology or religious mindset or religious thought or tenets, underpinning, whatever it is, however you want to refer to it, okay? And there are tens of thousands of religious thoughts and dogmas and sects and subsects of sects and this, that, and the other thing. At the end of the day, how does one reconcile sin? Okay? How do you reconcile sin? That's the question I'm going to leave you with. All right. How do you reconcile sin? Okay? Because if the penalty for sin is death, how do you overcome death once you pay the price? You see, for every crime, there is a price that has to be paid. For every decision, there is a circumstance that comes as a result. So, my friends, that's going to be it for the 8-Minute Bible Study today. What do you do with sin? Tune in tomorrow, and we will start to discuss that as we enter into this week. Remember, when it's all said and done, the only thing you need to know is this fact, and that is, of course, that Jesus Christ is Lord of Lords and King of Kings. He alone saves and changes lives. Won't you call on His name today? Allow Him to be Lord of your life. I'll see you right here tomorrow. God bless you. Bye-bye.